Hello everybody, it's a brand new day. It's level 67 of 75. We have 3 crossings to make with 2 coloured lines, an 8, a 5, a -5. 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4 is not going to be enough. We have to get 3 crossings in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares, or circles. So the hard part here is really going to be getting numbers that can match up. Oh, it's going to be even worse than that, though, because we also have to get lines that reach the 5, the 8, and the 11. I assume if we could do that, that would get you to an 11. But I don't love that because it basically cuts out our ability to do crossings on all of these tiles. 8, 9, 10, 11, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's no good either. This is going to be tricky. Can't do that. How are we going to get out to the right-hand side of the board with both lines? Is a great question. Because I can't go through the 5, which means the 7 twists up, which means it blocks the way off for the 4. So I don't like that as an option. God. Okay, 3 crossings. Where can I even begin? Because by the time we get over here to catch up with the right-hand side of the board, we're already too large to do a bunch of these types of crossings. Maybe this is a clue. Maybe just straight over to here to 5 is wise. We can't go through the 3. We wanted to do something like that. It would have to be... We can't go through like that. How? It would have to be a left into a right that goes through this, gets you to a 5, 6. So is there ever a world where we could do that upside down? That does that, but we can't get to 11 with that. But that is one way that we can make a double crossing through a 6, 7. Oh, God. I just can't internalize where we can go that we can get these crossings that we're going to need right now. Maybe I should just spend a moment seeing what I can do to get something to 5 or 11. With this red 5, I can never pass to the other side of it. So that's no good. This can't exist because we have to get to the 11 and there's no way to do so. God, this is so limited already in where I can make up ground. That's no good. Because then we've not only locked ourselves out of the top left corner, but we cannot make any of these padlocks. That's no good. Just trying to think of where 3 crossings are going to exist among these tiles. They can be left, right, as well as up, down, of course. Can't do this because it leaves the island there, unless we could cross back into the island through a 7, but with this we never could. God, I got nothing. Can't be that because we trap the blue line in. I can't get any kind of good footing for the start of this puzzle. That turns the 3 into a dead end, which is no good. How are we getting to this back corner as well? We need a pathway back out if we don't start over there. Can't be this because we can't go from the 8 to the 11 and then pick up the empty space at the end. There's so much of stuff I know that I can't do, but I can't get a foundation into what I can do to make loads of progress. I just don't know where we can get kind of an opening crossing. That can't be it because, again, we terminate too high. I don't want to see a crossing on the perimeter of the stage. Ever. Just the 11 now is really not doing me any favors. But the 6-7 is nice. Just how the hell are we getting to the 11 without just doing this and having nowhere to go, because by doing this we didn't create any viable crossings. That is 3 crossings. Technically 1 is on the perimeter, but we don't get to these 2, which obviously a problem in a puzzle where we have to get to those 2. Is there any way we could do this slightly differently? We would need to do a lot more movement on the right-hand side to get to the 11. This feels not very good. This plainly isn't working out. I'm trying to think of any reasonably good looking way I can get to the 8 and the 11 and back again. But all of these just end so badly. Let's find out which way we're starting here. We're starting left on this. Okay, so that removes 3/4 of the potential wrong answers. We've decided we can't do this. If you do this and this, is there ever a way where much gets out? Not really, I think. Problem is, a lot of this just doesn't make good scope for crossing. Like, I can't get back up here crossing through a 7 if I cross in this fashion. And what I want is long straight lines with few curves in, because as soon as I put a curve in, the 4 can't go through 7, 8 like that. Come on, inspiration. Hit me. I don't think we can do this because I don't think we can leave that terminus up there when we can't get out of here. So I don't think it's up and that way. The 9 would have to get to the 5 first. That's not going well. We're not getting out of there with that. I'm running out of things that feel like reasonable options from this left. Okay. Just feeling better. There it is. Okay. Not too bad. Starting with this left and extrapolating from there helped a lot. Fun fact, this was the very first puzzle designed for this game. And then the fact that you went and did 67 easier puzzles feels like says something, doesn't it? Okay, so one crossing. Feels like our design space shouldn't be that limited then. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And we need a 9 and a 13. That's going to have to end up there, or... Can I cut through this 11? I can, but we don't fill out the space, which is obviously a problem. Even though it looked like it was going to be very good, very quick. I do like the little kind of director's commentary snippets, though. They're a nice, fun touch. Just thinking about which ways can I realistically get to this 9. Of course, we haven't done the crossing that we require. So that leaves a lot to be desired, of course. Don't want the crossing to be at a border. If I do that, I can't get back out again. Getting to the 9, the 13. It'd be so much easier if I could know which colour was going to go through each of those, presuming that we're not going to cross on the 13, which would be a wild discovery if we were. Nine, 10, 11. Ha ha ha! Got ya. Level 69. One crossing. We have so many colours to work with. This is upsetting. So we've got a dead end here, a dead end here, and we need one crossing. It feels like there should be like 12 different answers for this puzzle because of how many different potential moving pieces there are. But as we've learned previously, so this green is never going to be this 5 because it's the wrong number of steps away. And then this 4 can never cross that, which is an interesting problem to have. If that hits a 5, that can never hit a 4. In fact, nothing can hit that 4 because there's no minuses and it's the same far away or the same distance away as the others from that point. So it's an interesting problem to have. We also can't hit the 9 with this dark green. And of course this all neglects the one crossing we need to make at some point. It'd be really interesting if you could solve it without the crossing, and it would just be an invalid solution because you didn't have the one crossing present that was required. That would be an interesting time. So I don't think this green line can ever cross with any of the other lines, just owing to the nature of how they count for how far apart they start from each other, which is a very interesting problem. That's kind of fine. This is a problem because we missed this 5. And we cannot get... Oh, could this do 9? That was easy-ish, comparatively. I shouldn't count all my eggs before they've hatched. Right. 2 crossings. 3 colours. A 7 and an 8 that are locked, which seem suspiciously close to each other like that. But that doesn't mean anything. Well, we've just terminated everything in a manner that now cannot get to the bottom of the screen. But we got the 2 crossings, so that's something. It is interesting that doing this means we'll never get to any of this stuff. And this is a problem because we can't get this and out. But if we do this, we also can't get both. We make 2 dead ends, effectively, which is its own problem. I do wonder if these are going to be different 7 and 8s. Obviously, we have not had a crossing here either. And this tile in particular, this guy here, feels like it's going to be a troublemaker. Now this can't work because that can't go out, this can't go out, and we can't do this ending and that ending. Yeah, this whole situation in this corner is a little perplexing. I would love to get a crossing that kind of lets me back up into this section. The 9 is interesting because we can do that. But I can't get this tile because by the time I get over there, I'm going to be too large. That's nice, apart from all the stuff we miss. And if I go more directly to the 7, I can't get out the rest of it. But it feels like it's a nicer potential towards a solution. But I could be way, way, way off. That's the real struggle of all of this. I like the 9 being after the 8 to make it a long crossing through. The blue can't cross through itself. Ever. Because of the way the lack of minuses exist on the board. We also can't get that last spot. Is it not that, perhaps? Perhaps not that? So, you can make it to 7. You can make it to 7. You can make it to 7. I think we saw a version of this earlier because we were unable to get out to this left-hand side with this. So I guess we'll start experimenting with who gets to the 7. I don't think it's going to be pink because these are not conducive to strong crossings. That's only 1 crossing. And that's no good. I feel like blue's our best candidate for getting good opportunities for crossing. Can I get to a 7 there? I can. But there's all this stuff at the bottom that is not touched. And now we can't get out of here where we have created a tiny prison for ourselves. I would love to be able to escape out here on a blue 9, but we can't do 7, 8, 9 for blue in 2 spots. Where can we go? Where can we go? This looks good, except we'll never get to the bottom because we can't cross multiple paths with this math. That makes a dead end there and there, which seems like it's going to be a problem. I'm basically wondering how many different ways are there that I can get blue to this 7-8 combo. And even when I do, the volume at the bottom of the board is just frustrating. This leaves this tile, which is a real bummer. That's clearly no good. Come on, we were on such a roll, such good progress. All right, that's no good. Can't get down. Everything just makes so many extra dead ends. That's what I don't like about like this corner here making this dead end exist or that dead end exist as we navigate through. Maybe this isn't a 7-8 chain. Can't get there fast enough. That's interesting, but we can't get the pink line out to this side through all of this. Oh, it just boggles how many potential options there are for everything. If 8's... Oh, wait, we can do 8, 9. Ha 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 ha! Love it. Alright, that's a good ending point for the day. Level 71, we got... These two have got to cross somewhere, but where? We will worry about that next time. We got 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. 5 puzzles left. And now, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.